Hello, fellow fellowers, and welcome to FanZcene. And today I have for you, I will be watching the James Rolfe Cinemassacre movie review of the original and the classic RoboCop. For those of you who may not know, James Rolfe is the Angry Video Game here on YouTube, but he also does these really great movie reviews and rental reviews. And for the fact that this man built a movie rental store in his house is actually a lifelong dream of mine. It truly is. And I really enjoy his reviews and his knowledge on movies. I mean, the man is so knowledgeable on movies. I learn something almost every time I watch one of his reviews. And I'm a huge fan of like 80s films, cult films, 90s films. I basically live in the past on entertainment. And if my channel were to ever to become successful as his, I would love to do a lot of similar things like he does. I don't want to copy. I just want to. There's a lot of stuff that he does that I would really love to do, like build my own video store, for instance. I would absolutely love to do that in my house and give you guys so many great reviews. I try my best. Not that I don't do my best, but I would love to be able to share my wealth of knowledge and be so knowledgeable as him in my reviews for you guys. But it's enough of me talking. You guys don't want to hear me talk. You want to see his review and my reaction to it. So let's get to it, shall we? I'm looking forward to this because I've not seen this yet. Shall we begin?
RoboCop is a classic sci-fi film from 1987. It was the brainchilds of writers Edward Neumeier and Michael Miner. One of them had an idea for a movie about a robot police officer who gains human intelligence, and the other had an idea of a cop becoming injured and turning into a cyborg. They combined both their ideas, and RoboCop was born.
See, I told you.
RoboCop has become an icon, but I think it's cool to note the character drew inspiration from Judge Dredd from the 2000 AD comics. Even the film's director, Paul Verhoeven, acknowledged the comparison. Even when you look at the early concepts for RoboCop made by Rob Bowden, you can see he's clearly wearing a Judge Dredd helmet. So the story of RoboCop is about a huge corporation getting ready to rebuild Detroit and turn it into a new Delta city. They're so powerful, they even run the police in the city, but it's not enough to deal with the crime rate. What will the future of law enforcement in Detroit be? Well, the character Dick Jones pitches his project known as Ed 209. Unfortunately for him, the robot malfunctions and ends up pumping 100 bullets into someone. By the way, you want to make sure you watch the unrated cut of this movie because just a few more seconds of gunshots was too much, so they had to trim it down to get an R rating. I watched it on cable on demand, and it didn't take long before I noticed I was missing some things. But I got it right here. This is what you should watch.
Yep.
The character of Rob Morgan then pitches his RoboCop idea and gets approved. This is when we meet our main character, Officer Alex Murphy. He's a new recruit, and on his first day working with Ann Lewis, he ends up getting brutally killed by Clarence Boddicker and his gang. It's an insanely violent scene. I mean, they don't just kill him, they torture him. But he gets revived through the RoboCop program and becomes a cyborg. So let's talk real quick about cyborgs and androids. A cyborg is an organism that has restored function or enhanced abilities due to some artificial component or technology. This is what RoboCop is. He's basically still a human, as they have to feed him baby food. It's to maintain his human systems and organs. On the other hand, an android is a 100% machine that is meant to resemble a human. The T-800 Terminator is a good example of an android because it was never human in the first place. Except Kyle Reese calls it a cyborg, which I always felt was incorrect.
He does, doesn't he?
But some say it can be a cyborg because it's surrounded by living organic tissue. Then in Star Wars, there's just plain droids, which are not at all androids. They're just robots. But let's move on. Another difference between Terminator and RoboCop is that one is a machine trying to be more human to achieve its goals, and the other is a man turned machine trying to rediscover his humanity. And it's that relatable human element that makes Terminator and RoboCop two of the greatest robo-action films of the 80s. Always worth a double feature.
100%.
Some of my favorite moments in RoboCop are when he's trying to recall his former life. The company deliberately wiped his memory clean, like they own him now.
I know that.
At first, he subconsciously remembers things. Before he died, he was trying to twirl his gun like a character in a show that his son watches. And after his transformation, you see that he can now twirl the gun perfectly, just like his son always wanted him to. Eventually, Ann Lewis reminds him of his name, and he goes on his path of discovery. The music helps play into the man versus machine theme. The composer, Basil Palladouris, I really wish I could find that pronunciation somewhere, but it's going to come after I make the video, but it would help if I had it right now. He used classic orchestral music to represent Alex Murphy's human side and synthesized music to represent his robotic side. It's not just like he lost his life to the criminals, he lost it to his line of work. He became a pawn to the company, and they made him into a robot in a figurative way on top of literal. It's also similar to Jesus Christ because he's crucified and resurrected. Yeah, RoboCop has some deep shit.
I wouldn't have
it's
made
also
that connection.
Clever satire.
I really wouldn't have.
It makes fun of how big consumerism was getting in the 80s and does it in a fun way by showing these ridiculous commercials. There's the car, the SUX 6000, which is referenced many times. Then there's, I'd buy that for $1.
I'd buy that for $1.
Classic.
I'm not quite sure I get it, and I don't think we're supposed to. We hear the punchline, but not the setup. But what makes it so funny is how the other characters react to it. And then there's Nukem, the game. Yeah, Nukem. RoboCop had some of the best effects for its time. It was one of the last major films that I can recall to use a fully stop-motion villain like Ed 209. It was animated by effects legend Phil Tippett, who worked on Star Wars. He did the walkers, the tauntauns, and all kinds of stuff.
That's why it looks so good.
He also developed a method called Go Motion, which was stop motion that added a blur to hide the jerkiness. The technique was used for some shots in The Empire Strikes Back and Dragon Slayer. He was going to make stop-motion dinosaurs for Jurassic Park, but Spielberg liked the CG tests. Even though Jurassic Park still used a mix of animatronics and CG, it was the CG that got best remembered, and since then, so many films have solely used CG only, so it can partially be blamed on Jurassic Park that stop-motion, an entire art form, became extinct.
Oh man, that's crazy.
If you want to get an idea what a stop-motion Jurassic Park would have looked like, they show some of the effects tests in the special features, or you can look up the short film Prehistoric Beast, which was directed by Phil Tippett and is done using all Go Motion.
That's pretty cool.
So does the stop-motion in RoboCop hold up? Well, it's not quite convincing, but it's definitely unique. When you look back, it seems special. It helps that the creature being animated is a robot. The jerky movements you get from stop motion actually make it look more robotic, which is appropriate.
I never thought about it like that. That's true.
Some stop motion was done by the Kyoto brothers, who did Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Kyoto brothers are awesome.
They also animated the stop motion dinosaur in the SUX 6000 commercial. This also has one of the most disturbing, horrific makeup effects to be in an 80s action film. In the climax, RoboCop has regained his memories and finds out the men who killed him also work for Dick Jones.
I work for Dick Jones! Dick Jones!
The gang hunts Murphy down and he takes them out one by one with the help of Lewis. The guy who gets it the worst is Emil. He goes to ram his truck into RoboCop and drives headfirst into a toxic waste bag. And then he comes out all horribly disfigured. He even scares the hell out of the other bad guys. And if that weren't enough, he gets hit by a car and splatters all over the windshield like a bug.
It's awesome.
Oh. The ending is great. Earlier in the film, he tries to confront Dick Jones, but his list of directives prevents him.
What are your prime directives?
Trust, protect the innocent, uphold the law.
The fourth directive makes him unable to arrest any senior officer of OCP. At the end, RoboCop bursts into the OCP office and provides evidence that Dick Jones is guilty. Dick then takes the chairman of OCP hostage, and due to his directives, RoboCop can't help. Luckily, the chairman fires Dick Jones, which allows RoboCop to save the day, replying with a simple "thank you," and then blasting the guy through the window. Damn! And there you have the classic falling shot. And it's such a cliche shot. I love it. How many villains or characters can you name that fell from that same camera angle?
Hey, but Hans Gruber one, that's the best. Palpatine. Hey, Gaston. Yeah, Indiana Jones, yeah. The cable guy for real. Oh, that's awesome.
Murphy's character arc is finally completed in a great moment that closes the film. The OCP president asks what his name is, and he proudly says with a smile, Murphy, showing that he now regained his humanity. Cut to the title, and theme music kicks in. It's applause-worthy, and I would love to see it in a packed theater, hopefully someday.
Yes.
RoboCop still delivers, and it ranks among the best of the 80s sci-fi action genre.
That was an awesome review. See, guys, what I tell you, James Rolfe, thank you for that review. It was amazing. I doubt you will ever see this, but if you ever do, you have an open invitation to my channel. I would love to talk to you about movies and your video rental store and everything. Please, if anybody wants to help me out, share us out, get a hold of me, whatever. But like I said, I doubt you ever see it. And as you said earlier, the unrated cut, I have it. I had to get it, after I watched this. So I have it. Check it out. He is right. This is the best way to go. The unrated version of RoboCop. Man, that was a great review. James, seriously, if you ever see this, I would love to talk to you, man. In the comment section down below, guys, let me know what you guys thought about this review. And, should I do more of these? Let me know in the comment section down below. I thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a like. If you did not like this video, you can go ahead and give it a dislike. That is up to you guys. No hurt feelings here. Share the video out for everybody to see. Please subscribe and hit that bell for notifications. I would truly appreciate that. I would love to earn your guys' subscription because I really do truly love my subscribers. I try to do the best I can for each and every one of them, for each and every one of you guys. Wherever you are, have a great, safe, happy, healthy day, morning, afternoon, evening, and night. Godspeed.